Follow their footprints from town. new scaffold for me to climb aboard. And it's for my reward. Well, they told me long ago, time passes so slow, and although love needs room to grow, when lovers leave, you'll be the last to know. And although love needs room to grow, lovers leave, you're the last one to know.
Thank you very much. Thanks. We're the Acousticals. Acousticals. Here's a little story I wrote about the girl next door. Just can't seem to do it right. Actually, I wrote this about a dream, sort of a. I think I'd watched Forrest Gump that night, and then I went to bed and had this dream. So the girl's kind of like the girl in Forrest Gump. Well, I mean, there's the girl in Forrest Gump.
Oh, there's
What's her name?
Jenny.
Jenny. Sorry. It's called Sally Ann. It's not the fiddle tune. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Sally Ann, Sally Ann, run away while you can. Don't let your past catch up to you, oh Sally Ann. Memories of a first love never leave. Toward ran bed down in the sun, golden hair and a captain smile, cowboys and Indians on the run. Sally Ann, Sally Ann, run away while you can. Don't let your past catch up to you, oh Sally Ann. An album full of Polaroid emotions about a girl from the shotgun shack next door. Secret heart holding back the tears while she sweeps her daddy off the floor. Sally Ann, Sally Ann, run away while you can. Don't let your past catch up to you, oh Sally Ann. Tina blinks and she's gone. Ran away with the traveling show, following the endless highway, anywhere the next ride goes. Sally Ann, Sally Ann, run away while you can. Don't let your past catch up to you, oh Sally Ann. Then one day she reappears, a kiss for a $20 bill. She swears one day she's coming back to stay, but I know she never will. Sally Ann, Sally Ann, run away while you can. Don't let your past catch up to you, oh Sally Ann.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. We're going to play a tune of Chad's that I don't know if you wrote this about or in the back room of the Top Hat, but this song, both of them. What happens in the back room of the Top Hat stays in the back room. The song's called The Back Room, and this is off his CD entitled The Back Room. That's correct.
I did that one.
Incredible. Thank you very much. Thank you. So a grasshopper walks into a bar, Bartender says, we got a drink named after you. Grasshopper says, you got a drink named Steve? All right, here's a little song I wrote about love in the trailer park. It's called Betty Lou. Should I tell them the concrete pig story, Chad, or just...
Oh, sure. I know you love the concrete pig.
When we first did our acoustical CD, Glory Days was our first one. It was, 6-7 years ago, something like that. I brought this song in that we were going to do, and Chad said, wow, he says, I was driving around back northeast of Kalispell.
South of Kalispell.
Anyway, he says, I drove past this rendering plant, and there's this huge concrete statue of a pig, and it has a placard that says Betty Lou on it. And I'm like, dude, got to get me a picture of that. It's got to go on the CD cover. And of course, I got the picture like last spring or something like that.
Took a while.
It's awesome, though. It's huge pig, Betty Lou. So here's one for Betty Lou, the concrete pig that lives in a trailer park. Country. 1, 2, 1, 3,
4. Hey now, Betty Lou, what's come over you? You don't act the way you used to. Come on, Betty Lou, what's wrong with you? You don't love me like you're supposed to. Oh, the quarterback and the prom queen, you were the cheerleader of all my dreams. But a careless night without a glove led me down the aisle, pledging eternal love. Come on, Betty Lou, what's come over you? You don't act the way you used to. Come on, Betty Lou, what's wrong with you? You don't love me like you're supposed to. Oh, mortgage life in a single wide, busted cars parked outside. But when the local called a strike, I saw picket lines all around the life I thought was mine. Oh, Betty Lou, what's come over you? You don't act the way you used to. Come on, Betty Lou, what's wrong with you? You don't love me like you're supposed to. Oh, with your diaper breath and your bloodshot eyes, you wonder why I stay out all night. When the baby cries with hunger pains, I gotta get out of here before I go insane. Oh, Betty Lou, what's come over you? You don't act the way you used to. Come on, Betty Lou, what's wrong with you? You don't love me like you're supposed to.
Whoa, not bad. Yeah, it's always a gamble moving that capo boy. There's a little song I wrote for my wife. It's called Lucky Stars.
Well, I've tossed a lot of coins into the well. I wished upon a lot of stars that fell, but the only wish I made that came true was finding you. Well, I've spent a lot of nights in strangers' arms, ignored a lot of obvious alarms, but the only waking sound that rang true was finding you. I wandered down so many different roads, looking for a dream come true. All the choices I made, brightest one was you. Well, I've seen a lot of ships pass in the night, nothing ever felt right. No whispers in the dark rang true till I found you. I wished upon a lot of stars that fell, but the only wish I made that came true was finding you. Was finding you.
I love you, Major Nine. All right, what do you got? Oh, yeah. Good grief. Sometimes you write a song and people won't let you forget about it. I had this good friend that was out in the Bay Area, banjo player named Larry Chung. I wrote the song a few years ago, and I sent him a demo right after I just demoed it out, and he goes, the song's called Bacon is a Dog's Best Friend. And he says, Richie, he says, man, you gotta mail that to Bacon Strips. You know, you really got to do that. Yeah, I don't know, man. But he was on it. And then, like, now, forever, this has, like, been about 4 years, on my Facebook page, every week he posts something about bacon. Like, a couple days ago, it was, like, this bacon Stonehenge. It was, like, bacon and Twinkies. And I said, I told him about a couple years ago, I said, Larry, you know, honestly, I don't, like, even eat bacon. But, you know, he just won't let me forget it. So it's just one of those things. It's like our little bond, you know, bacon. Anyways, the song's called Bacon. And if there's any doggies in the room, this is for you. Where is he, puppy dog?
Tucker might storm the stage on this one.
I know. He might come up here and go, well, it sounds good. I like that. There he is. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
walk, you can take him to the show. Take him anywhere that he wanna go. Take him to the vets and bring him home again. Bacon is a dog's best friend. Feed him burger and you can feed him spam. Feed him science diet made of chicken and lamb. Purina dog chow again and again. But bacon is a dog's best friend. Ask him what he wants, he'll only wag his tail. Maybe he'll bark at the man that brings him mail. Milk bones come and go, but through thick and thin, bacon is a dog's best friend. Survey at the Dogtown dance, a fried chicken leg or a sniffing romance. Dog of the rings at the mansion again. Bacon is a dog's best friend. Show. Take him anywhere that you wanna go. Take him to the vets and bring him home again. But bacon is a dog's best friend. Bacon is a dog's best friend. Woof!
I don't know, them young boys up here, I don't know. I think somewhere in my AARP membership it says I don't have to take guitar solo when it gets faster than 200 beats per minute, but what the heck, I'll give it a shot anyways. Especially like if you write the song and you make a mistake, you can say, well, heck, I mean, it's my song. I meant to make a big clam in that last solo, you know, what the heck. All right, here's a snarky little song of mine that just won't behave. Song about rejection. No guitar solo on this one for me, boys.
No rejection, I mean.
No guitar rejection on this one. I'm rejecting the guitar solo. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Party in the club, be in the gang, better than the rest. But if you're not one of us, you'll never get ahead. We're the Better People's Association. All our kids wear uniforms to the proper school of choice. They all answer yes with one collective voice for a blending of progressive church and state. It's the Better People's Association. Well, people like us rule the world. Proper breeding is the key. People like us have open mind, as long as you think like me. As long as everyone's the same, rally the faithful in support of our game. Played strictly by the rules of conformity. We're the Better People's Association. We support the chosen few that fit in the mold, but we put them in the drawer if they get old. To maintain the proper beauty standard, if you want to have success. Be in the gang better than the rest. If you're not one of us, you'll never get ahead. We're the Better People's Association. Oh, the Better People's Association.
Just won't behave. It just won't behave. All right, here's another bunch of gobbledygook. This is called Herself. Ready?
She hears with her eyes, feels her way through the stars. With her head in the clouds, she knows who you are. She's a timepiece of fate calling your name, and I always think I'm to blame. She gives no clues, sacrificial details. Her beauty is your penance, like blood in the grail. She's got 7 Santos candles lighting the way, and I forgot how to pray. She runs like a deer with her feet by her side, constant companion along for the ride. The sound of her smile echoes in the rain, and I'm searching for her again. Separate shelf, keeps all her refreshments strictly to herself. If you ask for a sip, you only get a wink, and always begging for a drink. She never gives away a single crust of bread, keeps her appetite safe in her head. They only satisfy her need for restraint, and I'm just a prisoner of complaint. She walks a fine line between security and doubt. Her desires remain imprisoned, straining to get out. Her fortitude continues completely intact, and I'm just a matter of fact. Smile echoes in the rain, and I'm searching for her again. Straight raven, out in the night, won't see your shadow till the morning light. Trying your wings for the very first time, just to see how high you can fly. 17 years of crossed off days on calendar pages, counting the ways they kept you in cages with no room to grow. Spread your wings and fly away. Oh, stray raven, out in the night, won't see your shadow till the morning light. Trying your wings for the very first jive just to see how high you can climb. Four walls in the prison of a shared bedroom, looking out the window, reaching for the moon. A voice is calling, come away with me now. Spread your wings and fly away. Oh, stray raven, out in the night. Won't see your shadow till the morning light. Trying your wings for the very first time, just to see how high you can climb. Now you're out on the wire, which way do you go? Back home through the window, open below, or right beyond to the unknown. Spread your wings and fly away. Oh, stray raven, out in the night. Won't see your shadow till the morning light. Trying your wings for the very first time, just to see how high you can climb. Oh, how high can you climb?
Thank you so much, you guys. This is going to be our last tune. This is probably one of the only sort of almost real bluegrass tunes I've written, but I kind of sort of wrote it with Blue Night in mind. Maybe you can hear it in somewhere or not. But anyway, it's called Slippery Hill. I want to thank everybody for coming out, and you guys are going to have a great show. Going to be a great band. We are the Acousticals, and we'll be around, so keep an eye out. This is Chad Fadley on the mandolin. Andy Dunnigan, which we're really glad to have back on the dobro. And our bass player, Quentin King.
My name is John Lennon, thank you.
My name's Richie Reinhold. This is called Slippery Hill. 1, 2.
Like a mountain where the faithful find a home, but the cheater never makes it. Slide back down, he left alone. Slippery hill of love, sing below, heaven above. Keep sliding down, can't seem to stop. Oh, I'll never reach the top. Trying hard to make that climb, but this girl keeps giving me the sign. She's turned on her green light. There'll be some slipping and sliding tonight. Slippery hill of love, see below, heaven above. Keep sliding down, can't seem to stop. Lord, I'll never reach a top. again. I'll be trapped in this valley of pain. It's a pretty hill of love, sitting below, heaven above. Keeps sliding down, can't seem to stop. I'll never reach the top. Lord, I'll never reach the top.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, folks, can you hear me? I want to tell you about two websites, rubyjewelljamboree.com, I think, is it .com? And where you can go and review the shows that we've had here for the Ruby Jewel Jamboree online. Also, I want to tell you about mtbluegrass.com, and please visit us and join if it suits you. I've been a member for 9 years, and in good standing, and we have several members here tonight. Raise your hand if you're a member of MERBA, please. Yeah, all right. I could talk about how much I love this guy all night, but I'm just gonna let their music do the talking for them. John Reischman and the Jaybirds.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
Sure. Thank you. Oh. One, two, three, four.
Shady Grove, my true love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my true love, I'm bound to go away. First time I saw my Shady Grove, she was standing in the door. Shoes and stockings in her hand and little bare feet on the floor. Shady Grove, my true love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my true love, I'm bound to go away. She's as red as blooming rose and eyes are the prettiest brown. She's the darling of my heart, sweetest girl in town. Shady Grove, my true love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my true love, I'm bound to go away. Wish I had a banjo string made of gold and twine, and every tune I play on it, I wish that girl were mine. Shady Grove, my true love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my true love, I'm bound to go away. Peaches in the summertime and apples in the fall. If I can't have the one I love, I'll have no one at all. Shady Grove, my true love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my true love, I'm bound to go away. Shady Grove, my true love, Shady Grove, I say. Shady Grove, my true love, I'm bound to go away.
Thank you very much. Thank you, folks. Good evening to you. How you doing this evening? Doing all right? Yeah? Well, you look good, so thanks for coming out and coming to hear us. It's been a long time since we've played in Missoula, and we're happy to be back. It's been too long. And it's great to see so many folks out on a school night. Well, it's summertime, so I guess it's not a school night, but summer school night. But well, I can't think of how long it's been since we've been here. Maybe 5 years, something like that, maybe longer. But we got a whole bunch of new tunes since the last time we played here, and we're playing a bunch of them off our newest CD. It's been out just about a year, and those first three were featured from that new CD. And the CD is called Vintage and Unique, and it's mainly called that because our picture was taken in front of an antique store, and the signs on either side of us framing us says Vintage and Unique. And I couldn't think of a better title for the record. And it's not because we're getting vintage or... Although you know, Tricia said, well, that's a good title because, you know, when we go on the road, we can call it the Antiques Road Show. But nonetheless, it's called Vintage and Unique. And the first three tunes, as I said, were from that recording. First one was a version of the traditional song Shady Grove, which I know you must know that title and those lyrics, but the melody might be a little different for you. It's usually done in a minor key and maybe a little slower, the way Doc Watson and I think Joan Baez did it that way, and Jerry Garcia and David Grisman did a popular version of that minor key one, and then Justin Bieber just did it that way. So we thought it was time for a change from that version. So we don't have Bieber fever, so we got that from an old-time auto harp player named Kilby Snow, more or less. Came from him, and then the next song we did was Bill Monroe's The First Whippoorwill. And last year we celebrated the 100th anniversary of Bill's birth, so we wanted to honor him by including a Bill Monroe composition. And then the one we just did, that was written by this guitar man right here, the fellow with the guitar. He writes a lot of great songs, and he's a wonderful singer and guitar player. He gets beautiful tone out of his instrument, and he's an award-winning musician. He's won many awards. In fact, he's won Grammy Awards for both his musicianship and his engineering skills. Yeah. But that's all well and good, but I want to say one thing about him. He's also a good son. He's not my son. But I'll tell you why I say that, because a while back he decided he was going to make a solo CD, and he chose all songs that his mother liked a lot, and dedicated the album to her, and her name is Gloria, and named it Gloria's Waltz, and then he gave it to her on Mother's Day. So this is Jim Nunley, ace musician, good son. Now, right now, we're going to feature our banjo player, and he's also a great musician, writes great tunes, and he's got his own way about going about playing the banjo. He used to, when he started out, he wanted to play just like Earl Scruggs, which is, you know, really a fine goal, and he really worked at it. And then he spent a lot of time playing traditional Scruggs-style banjo, and then he went on. After a few years, he kind of got interested in rock and roll music, and he laid the banjo down, started playing the electrical bass, and was very popular in the rock and roll world, and excellent bassist. And then he got a little older, a little more mature, and he said, more mature, I didn't say, well, more mature, not mature, but more mature. And he came back to the banjo, and at that point, he decided he was going to just play it like himself rather than try and copy anyone else, and he's succeeded at that. He's got his own style of playing, and Greg Boyd was just bragging on his two-finger approach to the three-fingered style. Please make welcome Nick Hornbuckle on the banjo.
Thank you very much. We're going to do you a tune that's on the album that John just mentioned, the Vintage and Unique. I was going to say record, but it's a CD, and I imagine there's a few folks here that actually know what records are. Yeah. I guess now we're kind of beyond CDs. It's all digital downloads, and you go onto BitTorrent sites and you just totally rip off the musicians. It's wonderful the way the new business model is. So anyway, on that happy note, in 2005 I moved to Vancouver Island, and when I moved there I met some really great people, and they educated me on the history of the island, and one of the things I learned about was the importance of the coal industry to Vancouver Island. And it really inspired me a lot, as people had really hard lives and dangerous lives, short lives in many instances. And it inspired me to write a tune, and the name of that tune is The Black Road. The Black Road. We are streaming. I want to make sure people out there in the interwebs get that. Hi out there. Anyway, we're going to do that for you now. It's called The Black Road.
That's Nick Hornbuckle. We're going to feature our bassist on this next one. This is a song she wrote, and she's written a lot of great songs, and Jaybirds have covered many of them. And a while back, she also made a solo CD, and it has 12 cuts on it. She wrote 11 of them, which is a mighty fine accomplishment, and they're all great tunes. And I guess the Jaybirds kind of act as the house band, backing her up on it, and then she has some different guest vocalists on there, like Kathy Kallick and Lori Lewis and Peter Rowan. Some really great singers, and her sister Kathy Ann McClintock sings on there too. And there's one person who's on there, but because of contractual obligations, I can't say his name. But I'll give you a hint. His initials are Ben Skill. So if you can figure out who I'm talking about, that's pretty exciting. So please make welcome the excellent singer, songwriter, bassist, jam maker, Trisha Gagnon.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The song that we're going to play for you now is a song that I was inspired to write after witnessing the birth of my sister's second child. And, it was just an amazing thing. She asked if I'd like to be at the birth of both of her kids. And I've never had kids of my own, so it was really a gift to be present for their births. And Tessa, she's 13 now, and Jesse, he just turned 9. But just after Jesse was born, this song came to me, and I just thought, if I ever had kids, these would be my sentiment. So I'd love to send this one out to all of you folks that are parents of any kind, step-parents or grandparents or hope to be parents. This one's called A Parent's Prayer.
Sweet face, I see the hope of a new day rising, brand new life and eyes of blue. I pray to the Lord, may your dreams come true. Mother and Dad will always be near, watching you grow with each passing year. Precious angels sent from above will give you a home filled with God's love. When I look upon your dear sweet face, I see the hope of a new day rising, brand new life and eyes of blue. I pray to the Lord, may your dreams come true. With each day you'll learn something new, wonder and joy in all that you do. And don't be afraid to stand on your own. You're bright as the stars and never alone. When I look upon your dear sweet face, I see the hope of a new day rising, brand new life and eyes of blue. I pray to the Lord, may your dreams come true. Close your eyes and sleep, little one. Hush now, don't cry, morning will come. Rocking you gently here in my arms. I'll love you always and keep you from harm. When I look upon your dear sweet face, I see the hope of a new day rising,
Your tone of the blues is pretty pale compared to the pain that you put me through. And baby, I'm a-telling you, you hang out at night while I'm at home waiting for your call on the telephone while I'm all alone. Yeah, your tone of the blues is pretty pale compared to the pain that you put me through. Changes every time you put on those dancing shoes to go and shuffle them tunes. Well, when the sun goes down, you get kinda antsy. You wanna go out and paint the town. Baby, you're bringing me down. Yeah, your tone of the blues changes every time you put on those dancing shoes. Seems to fade every time you're away from home. And you say you're alone. Well, now I've begun to see the signs of dinner at 8, out by 9 to be there on time. You give me that same old line. Yeah, your tone of the blues seems to fade every time you're away from home. Your tone of the blues changes every time you put on those dancing shoes. Your tone of the blues is pretty pale compared to the pain that you put me through. Thank you very much.
Now that's a Jim Nunley original that his mom likes. We're gonna have a fiddle tune now. We got a wonderful fiddler. He's the greatest fiddler in Jaybird music. Paraphrasing Bill Monroe, taught what he said about Kenny Baker. Who Kenny Baker was a big influence on you, right?
It's true.
It's true. He's Greg's really studied the right guys: Kenny Baker, Bobby Hicks, Justin Bieber. He said only his hair. To act as interpreter. Now, no, he's just fantastic bluegrass fiddler, and he's also a world-class writer. He's a novelist. He has several award-winning books published, and a new one just came out not too long ago. But one of them you might be interested to know is has bluegrass music as its topic, and it's called Fiddler's Dream, which is a good name for a book. And it's all about a fiddler who has a dream. That's right. But that's all I'm going to say. He has a dream, and then he wakes up. No, I can't tell. I get in trouble for giving away the plot lines to his novel, so I'm not going to say anything else. But you have some copies of that? Yeah, we have some copies here for sale somewhere. Maybe under one of the chairs there might be a copy. But he also has a third talent. Well, he probably has many more, but this one is one that I like. And I mean, I love all the other ones, but I like this one.
I don't know if I call it talent.
Well, I think it's what it is if he hears a sound that kind of amuses him, he'll try and imitate it on the fiddle. Like at home, his screen door needs little WD-40, and it sounds kind of like this right now. he makes more pleasant sounds too. Like he's kind of a naturalist, and he likes going hiking out in the woods. And here's some little birds. That must have been a mockingbird. And he especially likes to go to the ocean. What do you hear there? You're letting your imagination run wild there, Greg. That's just a movie. What do you really hear down there? A whale or a dolphin? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
A seagull. I thought it was a puppy, but I didn't want to say that. And didn't you go to the zoo recently? Your favorite animal, you told me, was the elephant. The pachyderms. It's amazing. Now this sound is an unfortunate sound because he's kind of known in the band as Leadfoot, and he drives a little too fast sometimes. No matter where we go, even in Europe. But back at his house, he recently, unfortunately, had an infestation of mice, and had to set out some traps. Please make welcome Greg Spatz on the fiddle.
There you go.
That was the big brother. That was just the baby. He was the first one you got. No, don't worry. No actual mice were harmed during the telling of that joke. But now he's going to do a tune, his impersonation of a fiddle tune. And I mentioned he has a book. He also has a companion CD called Fiddler's Dream. And it teaches creative writing, but you'd never know it the way he gets stuck on these titles. But this is from the hit CD, Fiddler's Dream, companion to the book, Fiddler's Dream. Here's a tune called Fiddler's Dream. fiddling Greg Spatz.
Man, that's pretty awesome fiddling there. He's actually the Marin County fiddle champion, Marin County, California. Yeah. I backed him up. Was it 1988? I backed him up. 1990, backed him up at the Marin County fiddle contest, and he actually beat every person under 10 years old that entered. He's pretty impressive. Well, it's my pleasure now to introduce the leader of the band to you, and he's originally from Ukiah, California. That's where he was born and raised, and he came to prominence playing with a wonderful band from the San Francisco Bay Area called the Good Old Persons, and then he went on to perform and record with one of the most influential flat pick guitar players of our time, Tony Rice, in the Tony Rice unit. And then he worked his way up to Vancouver, British Columbia over 20 years ago, and that's where he's been living ever since. And he has a couple fine solo CDs out. One is called North of the Border, the other one's called Up in the Woods. And he has some couple CDs with a fellow named John Miller that it's a duet that he has, and they put out these CDs that are kind of Latin-influenced jazz music, and which is wonderful music if you like that kind of stuff. I love it now. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful music. I love that music. I love my job. I love that music. It's really good stuff. Is it hot up here? Is it me? But he's really a fine musician. And a couple years ago, he was asked to be on an album by David Grisman. Was putting out an album that features some of today's finest mandolin players. And if you're a mandolin player and David Grisman calls you to be on one of his records, that's kind of one of the ultimate compliments that could be paid to a mandolinist. And he really is one of the finest in the world today. This is John Reischman on the mandolin.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, we're going to do another tune off the new recording. This is one I wrote, and we were putting together all the tunes for the new record and kind of listened to what we had, and they seemed to be all kind of up-tempo numbers, so I thought maybe we need a slower waltz. And I remembered a waltz that I had started writing last time we were here in Missoula. And I had a name for it. It wasn't done, but I had a name. I called it the Bitterroot Waltz. And I wrote it before the show. And so I thought, well, this sounds like it might work. So I wrote the rest of the tune and put it on the new record, and we'll play it for you now. It's the Bitterroot Waltz. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Thank you very much. We're going to do another song. This is a vocal number, and I co-wrote it with a wonderful singer-songwriter from Canada, and her name is Susan Crowe. And we've collaborated on a few that the Jaybirds have recorded over the years, and she's just an excellent songwriter. And I wrote this melody, and I thought she could write some nice words to it. So I sent it off to her, and I just said, well, you know, to me, this melody kind of suggests a cowboy song. So you probably want to put a few little dogies in there. She left the dogies out. But it's still a kind of a cowboy number, and it kind of tells a story, roughly, of a young cowboy traveling the western plains and in the olden days. And he kind of travels between a place in southern Saskatchewan called the Cypress Hills and down into the United States, and just rambling around looking for the dogies. And it's called the Cypress Hills.
Nighthawk calls, oh whippoorwill, coyote sings through evening's chill. I count the stars, the night grows still. I dream the dreams of the Cypress Hills. My pony is fine, a speckled roan. She don't mind the long way home. No, she don't mind, but now and then she cuts white to old Cheyenne. And I was once my father's son, my mother's boy, her darling one. They have met slicker's patched, these boots are worn, this saddle's broke, my blanket's torn. I've seen my share of winter kill, how I pine for the cypress hills. I'm none too wise, but I'm no fool. I hold fast to a prairie jewel. The lark will sing me home, and then no more I'll stray from old Cheyenne. Someday I'll rest these bones of mine. I'll cut my bed from lodgepole pine. Now I sleep 'neath the cottonwood trees, dream the dreams of the lone prairie. Stars and night grows still. I dream the dreams of a cypress hill.
Thank you very much. Does that sound pretty, the way Nick takes that home on the banjo? Sounds just like a lonesome cowboy out on the prairie. It's lonesome because he's playing the banjo, I guess. You know, I'm just kidding. You know, during the break, I heard Curtis was playing a recording of Hazel Dickens and Alice Gerard, which I love those recordings, and I was tickled to hear that because this next one we're going to do, we learned from them. Might be on that very, very recording. Did you hear it?
I did.
Yeah? Oh, well. This tune sounds familiar. You know why. Hazel Dickens wrote and recorded this in the 60s with this great band they put together. They made a couple records for Folkways, and I think it was Fred Wise playing the bass and David Grissman on the mandolin and Chubby Wise. No, I guess it was Hazel playing the bass. Yeah, that's right. And Chubby Wise played the fiddle, and Lamar Greer from the Bluegrass Boys played banjo. And they're great recordings, as you heard. And this tune, this is a gospel tune that we learned from them. They sang it as a duet, but with the full band, and we thought we'd work it up a little different as a vocal quartet with just the mandolin and guitar, like the Bluegrass Quartet used to do gospel numbers. And it's called Gabriel's Call. 1, 2, 3.
Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call?
sound of Gabriel's call. Sinners on that day his wrath will see. Sinners on that day his wrath will see. There'll be no words, there'll be no sign. Acclaim the orphan and the blind. Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Will you weep, will you moan? Will the angels take you home? Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? All Jerusalem will weep on that day. All Jerusalem will weep on that day. They will shout and they will pray, but the tears will wash away. Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Will you weep, will you moan? Will the angels take you home? Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Drunkards, you had better learn to pray. All you drunkards, you had better learn to pray. On your knees, bow down, trade your bottle for a crown. Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Will you weep, will you moan? Will the angels take you home? Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call? Will you weep, will you moan? Will the angels take you home? Can you hear the sound of Gabriel's call?
Thanks, folks. Well, we're going to play one more tune for you for this set, and then we'll have another set of music for you after this. But we're going to have a little intermission. And I know there's refreshments in the back of the room. And outside here we have our product table. All our CDs are there. We have all 5G CDs that the Jaybirds have made. And Jim has his solo recording dedicated to his mom. And also, do you have some DVDs?
I do.
He has instructional DVDs.
Oh, I thought you said BVDs.
Oh, yeah. No, I know you're a Fruit of the Loom kind of a guy, but
Yeah, I have those.
which do you have?
I have both,
D.
but only one on display.
Okay. Instructional BVDs. Shows you which end is the front, I guess. I don't know. No, DVDs, which is a thing you put in the DVD player. And Jim pops up on the screen and he teaches you how to play guitar exactly like him in one easy lesson. It's true. And speaking of instructions, Nick Hornbuckle has several banjo instructional books out there he's put together. And so if you are thinking about playing the banjo, or if you know anybody who's playing the banjo but could use some direction, they're a fine thing. And Greg has many items called Fiddler's Dream out there. And I have a solo CD called Up in the Woods, the one Jim mentioned there. And pretty soon I'm going to have a new solo CD, so stay tuned for that. And let's see, I know there's other things, but I need to have a drink of water, so Jim's going to wrap this up.
You did mention Trisha's CD, right?
I did.
Yes, dude. Trisha has a beautiful CD. And also, folks, do you have your homemade products out there? Well, golly, we're lucky to have it here. You know, Trisha lives up in Chilliwack, British Columbia, and she often isn't able to bring across the border some of her homemade jams, but it looks like she has some here. And we have to tell you, folks, it's really special jam. And last year, you know, she sent her jam over to Scotland. They have a world championship in Scotland. What is the name of the town?
It's put on by the town of Blairgowrie and Perthshire.
You heard that, right? It reminds me of the hillbilly who, his wife is sick and calls 911 and says, "My wife is really sick, and they said, well, where are you? And he says, well, we're on eucalyptus. And she says, well, 911 says, can you spell that? And he says, how about if I drag her down to oak? So in any case,
Scotland. Just in Scotland.
it's in Scotland. Sorry for the interruption there. Something made me think of that joke. But in any case, Tricia, she entered her jam in the World Championship. This is true, folks. And they have all these different classes. And she won best all-around artisan jam in the world. Good. Get a jar of that out there tonight. And did you mention Greg's book?
I did, yeah.
You did? Oh, man, there's nothing better on a cold winter's day than eating Trish's jam and reading Greg's book. And learning to play banjo. And backing yourself up on guitar. And learning all the songs on John's CDs. It's really nothing better than that. Except for listening to all the Jaybirds CDs at the same time. So in any case, we're going to pick a tune that's off of one of John. Oh, we also have a mailing list. Okay, is there anything else you want to know about us? I think we're covering all the bases here tonight. We're going to pick a tune for you now that this is one that's on one of John's CDs, and it's actually one that he wrote for a radio show down in the San Francisco Bay Area. And the radio show is called Bluegrass Signal, and this tune is called Bluegrass Signal, and we're going to take a short intermission, right?
That's right.
Come on back, pick some tunes for you.
1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks, folks. Thank you very much. We'll see you in just a little bit.
And I just told a whole bunch of people how it was so exciting. It was just amazing because John Reischman called me up and asked if he could play at Ruby's. And I was like, yeah, that's all right. Just as a reminder, first of all, I want to thank everybody. I have quite a few people that helped make this all happen this time. I thank my stage crew, those that are still here, who helped us put it all together that came last night. I want to thank Curtis, who has worked tirelessly now for almost 2 days to get things just right, and Zach and Sue and Kimberly and all the people that are helping to make this happen. And if anybody wants to be on the mailing list, if you didn't get an email from the Ruby Jewel Jamboree in the last couple of days, sign up with us in the back, and you'll get email notifications about upcoming concerts. So this is our last show for this year, and I'm already starting to talk to bands about lining up our shows for next year. And so get tuned on by dialing in on the email, and you can always check things out on the website, which is rubyjeweljamboree.com. All right, and so I will stop talking and let this wonderful band play again. Thank you.
Let's have a big hand for Phyllis for organizing this great series. And again, all the volunteers and Curtis for doing a great job on the sound. Thank you. This is great. This is really fun. This is we've stayed at Ruby's, but we've never played at Ruby's. So, but I hope this keeps going on for a long time, and it's a wonderful place to stay. I know you all live here, but if you didn't live here, you should think about staying here. It's a great, it's really interesting. Do you all know Larry Barnwell? He's a bluegrass musician from here, and he said he was traveling through because he's a salesman, and he came and he didn't really know there was a connection with bluegrass, and he asked, he went to the front desk and he said, how much is the bluegrass rate? And they actually had a bluegrass rate. At least that's what he said. And then I know it's a bluegrass hotel because I checked in, turned on the TV, and the episode of Andy Griffith with Clarence and Roland White was on TV. So it's a good omen for bluegrass music tonight. So we'll start this next set with a wonderful instrumental that Mr. Nick Hornbuckle wrote. Which one is it? Which wonderful one is it?
Which wonderful one is it? There's so many. You want me to talk about it? Okay. The tune that we're going to do is a tune that I wrote for my daughter, Cleo. And when I wrote it for her, she was 5, and we had just moved to Vancouver Island. Excuse me. And we had found the best swimming hole in the world. She taught herself to swim there. And it made me very happy because there's, on the one hand, you've got swim, other hand, you've got sink. And she swam. So it was great. So this tune is called Cleo Bell.
have struggled to forget, but the struggle was in vain. For her voice lives on the breeze, and her spirit comes at will. In the midnight on the seas, her bright smile haunts me still. In the midnight on the seas, her bright smile haunts me still. And I have sailed a falling sky, and I have charted hazards bound, and I have seen a storm arise like a giant in his wrath. Every danger I have known that a reckless life can feel. Though her presence is now flown, her bright smile haunts me still. Though her presence is now flown, her bright smile haunts me still. At the first sweet dawn of light, when I gaze upon the deep, her form still greets my sight, while the stars their vigil keep. When I close my aching eyes, sweet dreams my memory fill, and from sleep when I rise, her bright smile haunts me still. And from sleep when I arise, her bright smile haunts me still.
Thank you so much. That's an old number that John found from some field recordings, if I'm not mistaken. There's an interesting CD. I think it might be from the Smithsonian Institute of Field Recordings, and that was from that. And we're going to do a tune now that I wrote, and there was someone here who asked about this tune, A Dime in My Pocket. Are you still here? There's a fellow here that asked about this tune, said that he just learned it last night, and he asked me if it was okay to sing, and I told him no at first, and then I thought about it and said, oh, well, okay, I guess that'd be okay.
That's my tune.
That's my tune. No, you can't sing that. No, actually, any of you folks, if you want to sing it, feel free to sing it. Go home tonight and learn it. That'd be great. I'd love that. This is one that actually I I was inspired to write this after reading this wonderful book called Will You Miss Me? The Story of the Carter Family. And Sarah and AP and Mother Maybelle were the pioneers of country music, as you probably know. And so Sarah left AP. They were married and left him for one of their cousins. And so, go figure. It's country music. Seems like it might be just a song, but it's reality. That'd be actually a good reality show, the Carter Family reality show. We should have one of those, the Jaybirds reality show. We actually, you should go to the Jaybirds.com. There's the new video that they're sort of doing a documentary, and the filmmaker actually got in the car with us, and I think when he got out, he realized after it was just about the most boring trip he'd ever taken, riding for 5 minutes with the Jaybirds, filming us going from the hotel to the gig. I don't think anybody, nobody said anything. So, John said, look at the cow, and I looked at the filmmaker and I said, so you're filming us, eh? That's about all that was said. I think he said yes. But in any case, how you folks doing tonight? Sorry to bore you. That's good. Great, all right. So the tune we're going to play for you is one I wrote that was inspired by that book. And we're going to kick it off with the banjo and the fiddle in the old-time style when a band was just the banjo
That's all you need.
and the fiddle before they added the good instruments. Kick it off there, fellers.
That's just not right.
A dime in my pocket, holes in both of my shoes, and aching in my heart, dear, 'cause I'm not over you. Now you're gone, and I'm alone, and I'll never take you back again. About you all the time. Now I can't sleep at all with you on my mind, 'cause you're gone and I'm alone, and I'll never take you back again. Arkansas, maybe Tennessee. Anywhere away from here would be just fine for me, 'cause you're gone and I'm alone, and I'll never take you back again. Bird singing that lonesome tune. It must be thinking about me and you, 'cause you're gone and I'm alone, and I'll never take you back again. A dime in my pocket, holes in both of my shoes, aching in my heart, dear, 'cause I'm not over you. Now you're gone, and I'm alone, and I'll never take you back again. Now that you're gone, and I'm alone, and I'll never take you back again.
Thank you. That's another Jim Nunley original. Now we're going to have a Greg Spatz original. And this is from our new record. This is one that that he wrote when he was researching his latest novel. That's right? Way up north. And your new book is out. He doesn't have any copies here, but you can find it online. He has postcards there where you can know where to order it, or to Amazon.com. And the new book is called Anukshuk, right?
Yep.
Which means Fiddler's Dream. No, not really.
Means this.
Means some rocks stacked on other rocks. Right now, he's going to render this one for you, and the name of the tune is called Lancaster Sound. One, two, three, four.
Thank you.
Greg Spatz.
Well, we're going to play a tune off of, I think, our second or third CD, I guess it is. And this is one that I wrote. I had a couple of wonderful grandmothers in particular, and one of my grandmothers had a little cabin that was right on the beach, on the ocean, in a little spot of land called Hopkins Landing on the Sunshine Coast of British Columbia. And she used to take my cousins and myself there in the summertime, and we loved to go with her there, and she'd spoil us. And it was just this little 4-wood wall cabin with a wood cook stove and no plumbing of any kind, and right on the ocean there. And it was surrounded by blackberry brambles. And I don't know, we weren't so crazy about this next part, but grandmother would find some empty buckets, and she'd say, okay, you kids go on out there and fill these buckets up for me with blackberries. And so we did. But what was really great was that in the morning time, when the cabin was all freezing cold, she'd let us sleep in. She'd get up early and she'd get that wood stove going. And she'd put those blackberries on there to stew. She called them stewed blackberries. And then she'd put on some bacon. And we'd smell the ocean coming in through the cabin and all these great aromas, the wood smoke and the bacon and the stewing blackberries. And then she'd put on pancakes. Yeah. But there were some seagulls out there, yeah. Anyhow, it was just a wonderful time as kids. We just had so much fun. We loved her so much. And actually, it was quite a romantic time for me as well, because at the time I wanted to marry one of my cousins. I did, yeah, I did. Okay, anyway, I figured it out. I was 4 years old at that time, I think. I did figure it out.
Just like the Carter family.
Yeah. It's a bluegrass thing, that country. I don't know what it is anyhow. But anyway, so that's what this next song is kind of about, is about those times. And it's blackberry picking season up where I am. Do you guys have blackberries here? You do have some? So if you have some berries that need to be picked, get out there and pick them. It's a good time of year. Yeah, huckleberries. All right. This one's called Blackberry Bramble.
Pick me a bowl of stew and have some this morning. The thorns are sharp and the berries are sweet. I've been picking in my bare feet. I've got a sweetheart down the street who's calling on me Sunday. Blackberries sitting on a bramble high. I've been reaching into the sky. I'm gonna pick me a bowl of stew and have some this morning. Sent me picking for a brand new batch. We were just kids, but quite a match. We'd be together someday. Blackberries sitting on a bramble high. I've been reaching into the sky. I'm gonna pick me a bowl of stew and have some this morning. Can be a treat, and I'll bake you a pie to eat when you call on me Sunday. Blackberries sitting on a bramble high. I've been reaching into the sky. I'm gonna pick me a bowl of stew and have some this morning. Blackberries sitting on a bramble high. I've been reaching into the sky. I'm gonna pick me a bowl of stew and have some this morning.
Thank you. Well, back to our newest CD. You know, John and I decided we would write one together, and we had this great opportunity, a great experience a few years back. This wonderfully talented group of Chinese traditional instrumentalists came to John and said, you know, we love bluegrass music and we all play stringed instruments. Do you think you would mentor us on how to play bluegrass instruments on our instruments, the bluegrass music on our instruments? And so he agreed to do it, and it was a really fun collaboration. And they asked the Jaybirds if we would do a cut on their new CD, a tune called Katie Hill. And then we did a CD release party with them and played, and somebody recorded that and put it on YouTube. And I guess other folks were also curious what Chinese bluegrass would sound like, and they checked it out. I think there's over 300,000 hits or something like that, I don't know now. And so as a songwriter, I was thinking, you know, this is just too good to pass up, this kind of collaboration here. I've got to continue this. And you know, I'm born and raised in British Columbia, and in bluegrass music, as you know, there's a lot of songs about the railway, and I've never written a railway song. And not too far from where I live, I have some friends that bought a piece of property, and on that property, it used to be a graveyard for Chinese railway workers. And in British Columbia, I mean, it is just treacherous, where they had to cut through the rock and through the ravines where the Fraser River was, and build the railway, and so much of it depended on their Chinese railway workers. So I thought this would be the time to pay tribute to them, and thanks. And so John and I wrote this one, and we called up Mei Han. She's the leader of that group, the Red Chamber, and we asked her if she would also record on our CD. So you'll have to imagine what Mei sounds unless you hear the recording, but kind of like that, yeah. She plays an instrument called the zheng, so that's how the collaboration ended up. Well, we'll play it for you now. This one is called Gold Mountain.
Many weeks have passed me by, crossing ocean and endless sky, to the land that will soon become our home, where the mountains meet the sea. There our children will live free. Nevermore will I leave you all alone. Gold Mountain, sweet water flows from pure deep fountain. I journey here to seek my fortune and keep my family fed. Oh, I hope my dreams will all come true, and how I long to send for you. Now the rail camp is my home, and they work me to the bone. To the agent I must pay the debt I owe. $1 for a day makes it hard to save my pay. I'm wearing thin and the rain has turned to snow. Such cold I've never known, and I'm lonesome for our home. Almost 4 years I've laid these rails of steel. The brave men by my side, so many now have died. Their graves mark the towns with dreams that failed. Gold Mountain, sweet water flows from pure deep fountain. I journey here to seek my fortune, but the railway keeps me poor, and I fear my dreams may never come true, and how I long to send for you. that cut my heart. Someday maybe they will see a man not so different from the rest, just working day by day to join this country east to west. Gold mountain, sweet water flows from pure deep fountain. I journey here to seek my fortune, but the railway keeps me poor, and I fear my dreams may never come true. How I long to send for you, how I long to send for you.
Thank you, folks. Well, I hate to say it, but we just have one more tune to play for you tonight. But we want to thank you for being such a great audience, and this has been really fun being back in Missoula and playing for all you folks. So thanks for coming out and being such an attentive audience. And again, thanks to Curtis for doing a wonderful job on the sound. And the Ruby Jewel Jamboree and Rubies for being such a great host for this music. This is a wonderful thing. And especially Phyllis Erk. So once again, this has been Jim Nunley on the guitar. Nikki Hornbuckle on the banjo. Trisha Gagnon on the bass. Fiddlin' Greg Spatz, fiddlin' on the fiddle. And John Reischman on the mandolin. Thank you. So we'll leave you with a peppy instrumental that I wrote. I wrote this tune to commemorate the day that I wrote the tune. I didn't say the name yet. And it's called The 8th of February. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. We know another. We'll do one more, sure. Yeah, thank you. That's mighty nice. Thank you very much. You never know. It could be a walking ovation, so you have to wait. It's very nice of you. Thank you.
Where are we going to be tomorrow?
We're going to. Jim wants to know where we're going to be tomorrow, and that's a good question because we need him to be at the show. So we'll be here in the morning having breakfast, but we're heading off to Big Sky, Montana, for their series. There's a nice outdoor stage there, so if you know anyone in that neck of the woods that likes this music, please let them know. And then on Friday night, we're going to be in Bozeman, playing for the Bozeman Folklore Society for Rick James and all those folks over there. So, and that's it for our big Montana tour for this year, but we're going to try and come back more often. We used to play, in the early days of the Jaybirds, we tried to come here as much as we could, but it's been a little light lately in the Montana performances. So, Jim, how about you sing another one that your mom likes?
Okay.
How about Jimmy Martin's "Hold What You Got, I'm a Coming Home, Baby"?
Hold what you got, I'm a coming home, baby. Hold what you got, and it don't mean maybe been thinking about you. And I'm on my way. I don't sell the house, I don't wreck the car. Stay there, honey, right where you are. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay. Well, in my mind, I can see it's a mighty good sign that I need you. That's why I can't wait to get back home. So squeeze yourself real good and tight, and I'll be home before daylight. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay. Hold what you got, I'm coming home, baby. Hold what you got, and I don't mean maybe been thinking about you. And I'm on my way. I don't sell the house, I don't wreck the car. Stay there, honey, right where you are. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay. Well, when I get back, honey, I ain't leaving. I've been too lonely, little too much grieving. When I get back, honey, this time I'm gonna stay. And we won't fuss, we won't fight. This time things is gonna be alright. If you hold what you got, I'm coming home to stay. Hold what you got, I'm coming home, baby. Hold what you got, and I don't mean maybe been thinking about you.